peeps, welcome back. So today we are going to talk about 10 TikTok hacks for crochet. Now you'll all know TikTok's like one of the biggest social media platforms and they come up with some crazy ideas, and I want to see if any of those ideas are going to work for us crocheters. So I've got 10 hacks that I'm going to talk about and see if they work or not, so I can try them out so you don't have to. I've already had a sort of look through the videos and I think some of them will be game changing, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first one is a super quick chain. Now I'm pretty sure you'll have all seen this video of a girl in college, and she's just like stuck the crochet hook in her knee and she's just chaining with it like that. I'm gonna see if it works. I am not holding out great hope because, contrary to popular belief, my coordination is shocking. So let's see if it does actually work or not. Okay, so you can now see my knee. I've just had a little go just to see, because it's sort of a technique you have to learn again. Basically, you're gonna make sure the hook's pointed away from you, and you have to clench your knees. So I mean, I couldn't sustain this, but it does work if you get used to it. So you wrap, see, I'm not used to it, so it's just come completely off. So you wrap around and pull, and then pull down. Wrap around, pull and down. So it does work, whether it's because I'm using a wooden hook. Actually, I've got a long, I'm using a Tunisian hook, you see. I've got a long metal one second. Okay, so I've swapped out to a metal one. Might be the slide is easier. So you would wrap, pull, wrap, pull, wrap, pull. You have to have loose tension, or you're not going to get it back down onto the hook. And you have to really concentrate on what you're doing. So I'm not saying it's going to be any quicker than you chaining, but actually once I've got used to it, it's going a lot faster. But then I'm also really clenching my thighs, so good quad workout, folks. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be any quicker. Hack number 1, not saying it's going to be any quicker. If you've got really good thighs, which I haven't, it's probably going to be easier for you. Once you get into a rhythm, it's fine, but could I do it quicker or just the same speed using my normal technique? Probably. Okay, hack number 2. I saw this Crocs yarn holder. So this lady puts Crocs on her feet, sticks the Tunisian hook with the ball of wool on them, like so, and then it winds around, which in theory is great and it probably will work. I don't have any Crocs, which I know the point of this video is to show you these hacks. What I do have, however, is a little basket, so I'm going to see if the same principle works, and that's probably already a hack, so if it works, it worked. So I've got a little basket. It's just still got some jewellery making stuff in, but for this purpose it'll be fine. Is my hook going to be long enough? Whoa. Baskets needs to be empty. Can't see my desk right now. I have just dumped all of the yarn out of this onto the desk. So we're going to go, this time we're going to go sort of across, and it fits. I'll show you like that, and it turns, which is always good. So let's see if it works. Okay, so we're set up on my desk. I'm not going to crochet with it, I'm just going to show you if it works. So it does work, but what you have to, so I forgot to press record last time. What you have to make sure is you're keeping the tension, so you're only pulling it a little bit at a time, because otherwise it swings back and then it all gets stuck around here. It's really noisy as well. Listen to it. Like, oh, there's the swing back, you see. And then, oh, this time it came apart, but last time it didn't. I mean, okay, it's fair enough. It probably is easier and better than having everything swinging around. So yeah, that one works in a fashion. You need to keep your tension on your ball of yarn, or it's going to spin back and get tangled up around the hook. It would be better if I had a basket where the holes were thinner, I'm guessing, but it does work. Third one, I'm not going to test out because I know for a fact it'll work, but it was genius. So this person had printed out their patterns. So I know a lot of people don't print the patterns anymore, but she'd printed her patterns, put them in a plastic wallet, and then used a dry wipe marker to tick off her rows, and then just wiped it off. So she could make the same thing over and over again, and your pattern wasn't getting messed up with like pen marks and, oh, I'm here and this needs changing. Literally dry wipe marker all over the pattern. Once you're finished, wipe it off. Genius. Why haven't I thought of that before? Don't print out as many patterns nowadays, but if you do, perfect. Again, the next one I can't show you because I haven't got a white box holder like this. So really, I'm putting a plea out. Does anyone have any of these wipes? Can you tag me in a TikTok video to see if it works for us in the UK? Not even sure. They remind me a little bit of the wipes we used to have them in the car as kids. Not even sure if those packets are around anymore. But if you've got one and it works, tag me in a video on TikTok to let me know if it works. But I just thought it was genius, and you could just shove it in your bag and pull it out of the hole at the top and work on the go. Okay, next one involves another tub, as it were. So I'm going to use the jewellery one this time because it'll work for what we're going to do. Okay, tub, yarn. Basically, if you're working with 2 or more colours, you're just going to shove the yarn through the little holes. Again, great coordination for me here. I'm going to shove them through the front and then I'll show you. What happens is when you're working with 2 colours, it stops them getting tangled. I've done this before. It does work. It can be a little bit faffy, and actually, you know what you could do? You could combine the 2. You could combine this one, excuse this hot mess, with this one. So you could have like 2 balls winding, going through the holes, and then as you're changing colour, the yarns twist around each other, but they wouldn't in this method. So yeah, so that does work. No, it works for a fact. Great little tip. So yeah, really good. And now we arrive at number 6. Number 6 had me bemused. I've never ever thought about the squeaking on my hook until today. But this is, yeah, I don't know if it's going to work. I can't get my hooks to squeak on demand. Literally, this girl just shoves the hook in her head and then it doesn't squeak. But can you imagine? Oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. Can you imagine someone sees a video of you on TikTok? Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll working up this commission. Don't like that squeaky hook. Like, why? I would not be happy if I knew my work had been around someone else's scalp. That's why I don't particularly love this hack. It might work, but I won't be sticking to, fear not, anything I ever make, I will not be sticking my hook around my scalp. And I don't recommend anyone else does it unless your hair's down, because when I just did that, this hook scraped a lot of my hair as well and it hurt, and I just didn't show it because we're on camera. So I wouldn't recommend it. It might work. If it works, if you know it works, let me know in the comments, but I'm probably not going to do it. Number 7. I forgot to bring my hair straighteners. 1 second. Straighteners. Okay. Tip number 7. straightening yarn, kinky yarn, and making it straight. So you know when you put tassels on things, stuff like that. I've actually done a TikTok video of this about straightening out cotton yarn. So let's plug these in. Okay, gotta wait for them to heat up. So while we do that, we will cut some yarn. Why not? Okay, we got our yarn. It's not super kinky. I'm going to flip the camera for this one actually. I think that'll show it better. Okay, so we're on the desk. Got my yarn. Got my straighteners. Here. Let's see. It's not really kinked up. Wobbly camera. But let's see what it does with this. So be careful you don't burn your fingers. So I know it, I mean that's quite straight actually. It works well for acrylics and it works well, whoops, for tassels. But it does something to the yarn. So acrylic's made out of plastic. And it, you know when you iron yarn, show you a bit closer. So when you iron yarn, it goes quite flat. It works, don't get me wrong, it works for tassels. It's super straight now. But it will just thin out and flatten your yarn. So I would use it as, if you're trying to straighten out your kinky yarn just to work with, I wouldn't bother. I'd use it as a last resort. So it works, but I would use it as a last resort. It thins out your yarn a little bit, which is fine if it's like the end of your project and you're trying to straighten out tassels. And they do look amazing, you know, on them rainbow wall hangings and things like that. But I wouldn't use it for anything else. Okay, number 8. This one is a hack that's come about because, in case you haven't noticed, chenille yarn's really popular right now. Everyone's making plushies with it. Everyone's using it. Everyone's buying it from everywhere. It's a little bit more difficult to get hold of in the UK than it is in the US. But basically, when you work with chenille yarn, the yarn comes off. So it's a cotton thread with bits of chenille stuck in it, and it comes off the thread. Now, I've seen this hack on TikTok that if you burn the ends of the thread, that doesn't happen at all. So we're going to try it and we're going to see if it does work or not. And I'm going to be brutal with this because if I'm making a plushie with chenille yarn, I want it to be hands down, nothing's coming out of there. The ends are staying in, nothing's coming off the end. So I'm not just going to do a little bit of a burn and then try and pick it off. We're going to be brutal. So let's see if it works. Finding the unlucky culprit in my stash. I knew I'd seen one. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. The yarn is like on cotton with bits of chenille, so let's see if it works. But I don't see the point in it, if I'm really honest. And I was going at it, I was brutal, but I don't see the point in it. But you know, if you work with chenille yarn, you don't want any fluff to fall off. It works, go for it. Okay, 2 left to do. Second to last one is going to need one of these. A little bit like the basket one, this. What we're going to do is we're going to do this. And does it pull? No, it does. Oh, it kind of does and it kind of doesn't. So sometimes it'll get stuck at the bottom of the straw. It does work. I can understand sort of I'm holding this quite steady though. Do I need to put it on the table and test this? Yes. Okay, it works. It's a pretty good idea. Everybody's got one of these cups. Better than the basket one as well, I reckon. I don't know why, I just prefer this one. Everyone's got a cup like this. If you haven't, you can get one for £2 from B&M. Stick your ball wool on the end. Bob's your uncle. It's going to work. I've got little... that might be a point. You might need to put something in to weigh it down. I've put like ice cubes in. Again, from B&M. Not a sponsor of this video, but if they'd like to, come on down. I've got little ice cubes in. The only thing you have to do is pull it in the middle. It can get stuck around the straw at the bottom, but it works, and actually quite well. I quite like that one. I'm happy with that. So thank you to the person on TikTok that posted that as a video. Okay, last but not least, what can you do in crochet with one of these? Regular hair tie. You surely have seen this, people making headbands out of them. It's a great way to make a headband without elastic. So you buy a butt ton of these, crochet why can't I think of the word? A length of double crochet or what have you. Attach it to these at the end and it'll go around your head as a headband. I am going to do it very quickly just so that you can see how brilliant it is. So I've got my, I've used chunky yarn just to show you guys. So I've got my long strip. And what we're going to do now is we're going to push our hook through there, yarn over like normal, pull through, and then your band's on. And then we're going to go back down the chain and attach it at the other side. Okay, so I'm just putting my last stitch in here. And then what you want to do is you want to bring it round without it tangling. So make sure there's no like tangles in it. And you're going to do exactly the same thing on this side. Now you've got two choices. You can either pick this one up as well, so that they both go in, or you can just leave it and go into the other side. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go through the hair bubble, through the very beginning stitch, and then bring the yarn through. I'll just secure it nicely on that. And there's your hair bubble. So let's fasten off and see what it looks like. So we've got our headband. Let's see what it looks like on. Stretchy, fingers crossed it works. Let's go for it. Oh, not a good look, not a good look, not a good look. Ta-da! So yeah, it works. Actually, you know when you want to go like running and stuff and you want to just scrape your hair back? Perfect for that, because it's got a little bit of stretchiness as well. Love this hack, one of my favourite hacks, and it allows you to make something with a less stretchy yarn, so like cotton for instance, and give it a little bit of stretch as well. So yeah, really love this hack, one of my favourites. So that's our 10 TikTok hacks for crocheters. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Maybe you've picked up something new that you're going to use, that's going to make your life a little bit easier. My favourite ones, definitely the hair straighteners. Definitely my go-to when I want to flatten out things like cotton and when I want to make tassels and things like that. I really loved, ta-da, the cup one. I don't know why this works so well, and I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. So I'm probably going to use this now at home. Yeah, I really like that one as well. My least favourite one of the day, please don't put your crochet hooks in your hair. We don't need to do that. There must be other ways of not making your crochet hook squeaky, and if that's something you really care about, I'm sorry for you, I really am. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more crochet content. Hopefully the next video will be another free pattern. Please go back and look at some of my other videos if you want some other free patterns. There are quite a few on there now. And have a great day, and I'll see you guys really soon.